I grew up on 475 Holly Avenue in St. Paul, Minnesota. 475 was a big red house with green and white trim. As a kid, everything seemed huge. The windows were huge, the backyard was huge, the dining room table was huge, my parents were huge. The living room was blue. I would hide behind the couch and squeal with delight and surprise when my dad came playing hide and seek. The dining room was yellow. My mom and I would push the dining room table off to the side so that we could dance in front of the big mirror. We had a reading room with 2 comfy chairs painted a deep red. In the winter, we would start a fire in the fireplace. My dad would read books, my mom and I would knit, and my brother would roll around on the floor with toys because he could never sit still. My mom's study was pink and piled high with boxes and paper and journals. She is a chaotic doctor type. One day I came home from preschool and sitting in her pink office told her, "One day I'm gonna grow up and live in 475 with my family." She asked, "Where would me and your dad live?" I didn't have an answer. My room was purple. It had a big comfy bed pushed up into the corner with all of my books surrounding it. On the walls were posters of my favorite bands. Next to where I marked my height near the door frame was a big long list of all of my high school boyfriends. The attic was dank and musty. It was always too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter. But every December, my dad and I would make the trek up to the attic to bring down all of our Christmas decorations. The biggest box had our artificial Christmas tree, which we would maneuver strategically down the windy back stairs. My dad and I would build it branch by branch every year. One time I asked my mom, "How come we don't have a real Christmas tree like all my friends?" She explained that the house was an investment in my college education, and they therefore really didn't want it to burn down. Real Christmas trees are a fire hazard. College always seemed really far away. Until my junior year around Christmas, when I realized that I only have 2 more years decorating my childhood home. My dad and I bring down the boxes from the attic like usual. I go out with friends. When I come home, the entire house has been decorated already. My dad explains that another little girl had come over and had been so excited to decorate that they had just gone ahead and done it with her. I was devastated. I sat in front of the Christmas tree with all of the lights off except for the tree lights, crying, mourning the impending end of my childhood. The next day, my dad took all of the Christmas decorations down so that we could put them back up together. But in my heart, I knew that the end was coming, and I was still devastated. And then the end came. I graduated from high school. I went to college. My parents dropped me off. Freshman year was fun. It felt like camp. They put 475 on the market, but it wasn't selling. So they brought in a contractor who made it look all pretty and nice for new buyers. In May, it still hadn't sold. So I headed home for one last summer in 475 Holly. When I got back, everything was different. The multicolored walls had all turned a tasteful beige. My bed, instead of being snuggled up in the corner, was in the middle of the room with a nice looking but uncomfortable blanket. The names of my high school boyfriends were gone. Everything felt colder, sadder, more bare, not warm and vibrant like my childhood. In August, the house sold to an opera singer and her husband with no kids. The day came for me to return to school. I sat in my room for the last time. My favorite sunlight, morning sunlight, was streaming in, and it was bright just like it had been throughout my entire childhood. I sat on my bed, trying not to cry because I didn't want my dad to know that I was really sad. He took one final picture of me and took me to the airport. I never went back. I've lived in a lot of places since then. Chapel Hill, Chiang Mai, Berkeley. In every house I make, in every room I have for myself, I make sure that I have a comfy bed and Christmas lights up all year round.